Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start right now. Hello to everybody who's here. Um, I hope the sound is okay. At least it's supposed to be okay because I tried the preview and it was alright. But if it's too loud or if it's too not too loud, please tell. So, right. Uh, okay. Uh, it was a funny situation because I kind of lost my stills for a moment. Okay, so I'm gonna try to call this. I don't know what I'm gonna to do. Gonna do. Uh, it's weird. I hope. Uh, I don't think it's gonna be like a long stream. I think it will take about an hour or so, maybe hour and a half, or maybe I just gonna be like always really slow, and it will take me ages. Like that last time when I when I was streaming and I spent like more than 3 hours coloring the trees. Uh, hopefully it's gonna be more entertaining than coloring the trees. I don't know. Well, this silence is a bit awkward. I guess. How are you? I see there are like two people watching. How are you guys? I don't know. Streams is they are always like this awkward silence when you like. Uh, but it's even more so when you are streaming on something like YouTube. Because in Picardo, at least you have some music, so you're like vibing. but but here it's like it's me and my imaginary friends having a party. Oh, little hot. Hopefully you don't have a capitalistic husband who's trying to make your house hot. Yeah, I usually start streaming so that people gonna talk with me about Hades Town because apparently I don't have many people in real life to talk about Hades Town. uh, yeah. Yeah, oh, that deep, deep voice. Yes, it seems crazy. Like, who wants to talk with people in real life? Can't we all just stay in Twitter? Something like that. I mean, I have to talk with people, sadly for them. I don't know. His hair seems weird. Damn, Patrick Page's voice is so cool. Like, very, very deep. Actually, today I started my day with listening to the Edmonton recording of Hades Town, and there were so many fun little moments I didn't remember. I don't know. I can, so it wouldn't be so awkward. I can drop uh, a cursed idea, like a very cursed idea, considering Hades. But you are not gonna like it. Well, no, you're gonna love it, but it's gonna be cursed. Yeah, I also thought that he kind of makes his voice more low and all that. But Guy, I think he kind of makes his voice a little bit lower, but he has a pretty low voice in general. But I admit he kind of, I don't think he can see can wait why see can sing that that deep. Like when he's singing, he kind of goes a little bit higher. Like I don't know anything about music, but it feels like he goes a little bit higher. But when he talks, it's really like very deep voice, very pleasant voice, I must say. Oh, there are 5 people watching. Hello, guys. How are you? Nice to see you here, or not see you here. Well, it is pretty hot. Oh, like that deep voice. Hi. I'm actually, I'm an idiot when it comes to coloring because why the hell did I start it with the skin tones? Like when I have to paint uh the bloody tree afterwards. Like it's it was a stupid idea. I probably should have known better, but I usually start with the skin. Like there is that thing. If you are right-handed, you probably should start adding details from the left to the right. But and it's like it's uh it's it's like the truth. There is no other way. One should add details because otherwise everything is gonna be smudged. But I'm drawing for like I don't know, as my big hobby from I guess 2012, and I still start from the right and with the left part of my drawing, even though it smudges everything, and I have to go for the second time, like go for the second time. Like I'm a fool. I can't get over this stupid habit, and it's the same with digital drawing. Like I always start with the skin tone. Oh, uh, oh, okay. It's I said I know nothing about singing, so it's kind of interesting to learn. Um, I also color in separate layers, but here I'm coloring a scan, and the only way I know how to color a scan is to do it through the multiply. If you can see it right here, and if I gonna add separate layers of multiply, and wait, and I gonna paint it the same way as I would do a digital drawing. This is what gonna happen. Like when these layers gonna cross, which is not very nice. So I kind of do it on one layer, and actually, with when you're coloring the scan, it's kind of easier to fix some mistakes afterwards because we just took this color and color that and color that. It's just like easier than to go over multiple layers. Oh wait, what do you? Um, I decided to look in case anything mythological gets discussed. Uh-huh. I start with it from the details, make it 10 times harder for myself trying to go to do the background. That's true. That's actually true. I also do that. I'm kind of like you should start with like shapes and with big shapes in order to compose your drawing properly or something like that. I don't have an art education. I'm kind of self-taught. Like never went to art school, sadly for me. um, but I also always want to start with the details. Like I usually start with the faces, which I know is wrong, and I know it's not how you're supposed to go, but I still do it, and it's kind of silly. And I sometimes I had to redo stuff because of that. But well, these things just happen. Because I wanted to find a good like expression, and it's the most important thing, so I forget about everything else. And about cursed content, I see there are 6 people watching it. I hope you're ready for the cursed Hades content. Like, are you hyped? Uh, okay, like you know, I got this thought, but Hades is actually really really similar to Shrek. Like, if you think about it, for like more than 5 minutes, you will see it. Like, Hades and Shrek are really are really similar character wise. And at this point, you're gonna unfollow me probably and leave this translation because it's probably really cursed. But let me explain. Like, both of their parents tried to eat them while being a baby. That's an argument. Also, also, uh, I don't know. Do I need to explain? um. Oh, bitch. Um. Oh my god, we really can send. You really can set a folder on multiply. However, thanks thanks for letting me know, because I'm an idiot. I'm like, when it comes to drawing and understanding art programs, I like use the same 3 features. You see, I'm wrong. I'm not wrong about Shrek. Like, I swear to God, if you think about it, you understand that I'm perfectly correct. Okay, go on. I'm here for the hot takes. Um, 7 people watching. Hello, hello to the new folks. Like, think about it. The guy hates himself. He lives on a swamp. Like, Hades lives in a mole hole, like, which is Hades style. He also hates himself, and he kind of gets to know a girl he loves while going on a quest, like in Hades thing, in Hades like world. A quest is just go go away from his mole hole to another place. Also, they all hate themselves and think about themselves as the monsters who are not deserved to be loved. And also, the whole Shrek 2 is about Shrek thinking that he's not, he doesn't deserve Fiona, which is, sounds kind of familiar. Does it ring any bells? Okay, hot takes. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. I remember somebody talking about Persephone's cult being older than Hades. So I'm intrigued. Okay. Also, I'm a bit sorry for mumbling. As you may know, English isn't my native language, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Um. Uh, Also, my God, you're right. That will make my life so much easier. Uh, Hades was basically invented to give the Red Queen a husband to go with the whole patriarch thing. Hmm. Well, maybe. I don't know. Um I'm not really good at mythology. I hope when I get more time and less stress from studying, I gonna take some time and I'll read some books on Greek mythology and maybe refresh some of the myths. But so far the studying has been uh, really difficult and stressful. I kind of wanted to read some books that my friends advised me. Like there were some interesting books, but like I have no brain cells at the moment to read them. Also, I don't know why, but I also kind of think about Hades. I don't know how do you call this piece of clothing in English? Toga, chiton, chiton. There are some specific words I don't remember. Aphrodite was the goddess of war. I didn't know. Like you guys are probably uh, mythology nerds, so I'm really interested. Damn, I have so many books I want to read, but I have this stupid state of mind when I have like some commas important work to do, like studying. In my case, it's like important work to do that I procrastinate. I can't like read any other stuff. Like I don't know why. It's just silly. I have a book. I do, I'm very bad at pronouncing it, like Greek names. So I kind of I don't think I'm gonna be able to pronounce the book I'm reading. Circe. I I don't know. I only know how she's called in Russian. So there is that book that's I kind of keen to reading, keen of reading, and I kind of read half of it during my last break, but I still haven't finished it because of this stupid mindset I have. It's a toga, alright. Yeah, it's yes, that's the book. I just can't pronounce it. I have no idea how it is pronounced. Like I'm obviously reading it in Russian. Like because in Russian it's like Cerceia, and I have no idea how it is pronounced in English, and probably my tongue gonna get broken if I try to pronounce it. Um, Also, it's a very educational stream because I didn't know the difference between cheaton. That's how it's pronounced. Like I'm not sure about Cersei. Cersei. All right. Bye. Thanks for coming. It's pretty interesting information. Good luck with your class. Um, I know it's kind of pain in the ass to stream for Tumblr and for other mostly English speaking platforms because there is these like um time zones, and if you want your friends in America to come by, it's like you have to stream mostly in the evening. And even better if it's like um if it's like um the weekends. Also, hello to the new people who came. I see there were like 9 people watching. How are you? Do you have any cursed Hades Town headcanons or just not cursed, just regular Hades Town headcanons? I'm just interested, you know. I'm actually going a little bit crazy over Hades Town. I'm like being a huge fan for about a year. I guess it's gonna be a year next month. Who could have known? Who could have known I gonna listen to it? Who could have known that I gonna watch it and make like 2 animatics based on it? I'm going crazy with Hades Town because my Hades Persephone playlist has about 3.5 hours of the songs. It's pretty intense. Oh. Do you make like special playlists for your special interests? I think I'm getting to the playlist of that lasts like 7 hours because I'm not adding like each song to the playlist, but I have a lot of other songs in mind. I'm like, oh, this thing vibes. Like lately I was listening to a group called Bastille, or I don't know. Should you pronounce it like in English manner like Bastille, or should you pronounce it like in French manner Bastille? Like, and I found some songs that really suitable for Hades and Persephone, which is fun and depressing. I only have a playlist for my OTPs. Like I have the Hades Persephone playlist, and I have one Gallifrey playlist. You love them, meaning Bastille. I really like Bastille. Like I can't say that I have like a specific favorite group. Or like I'm not really interested in. Oh, Pompeii. Does it almost feel like you've been here before? Damn, but still such a great group. I love them. I kind of, I was listening to the song called "Glory," and I thought that it kind of vibes with younger Hades and Persephone. And also, this song. How does it called? Uh, all right, doesn't matter. Glory is a great song. I also love Happier. And actually, I vibe with almost every song they made. I also like Good Grief, which is very a very sad song. If it's even sadder when you're like listening to the version, not the version recorded in the studio, but kind of like a live version. It kind of gets even more sad. I wish we could have listened to it, but like, I'm afraid of YouTube. I'm afraid what it can do for listening to this stuff. Um, yeah, the songs are just wild. They're like a little bit like club songs, but with like a lot of meaning, which is also really cool. Um, I don't know. I also kind of like I'm gonna be horrible with pronouncing, names and all this stuff because I only pronounce them in my head and like in Russian manner. But I I also love the Oh Hellos. YouTube is so freaking scary. The Oh Hellos are like my one of my favorites for Hades and Persephone playlists. Um, like like the Dawn is like a very very Hades and Persephone in the Garden song. Like literally every word of it. They're pretty good. Like they're great. They have this, I don't know how to explain it. Like I want to say the medieval vibe, but like it's not exactly what I want to say. I'm really bad at explaining why I like music, and I'm not really good with music genre. Uh I don't understand them. I listen a lot of different music, and I vibe with it, or I don't vibe with it. Yeah, Soldier Boy King. Uh, yeah. Soldier Boy King also made me think about Hades Town and about Orpheus. Oh right. Bye. Thanks for coming. I also think that "Hello, My Old Heart" is very vibes with Hades Town. Hades. Like I just gonna tell that I'm kind of thinking about Brekan and Hades Town based on one of the fics and on my personal headcanons. So like I think "Hello, My Old Heart" gonna vibe with Hades. Kiss Goodnight. Wait, I'm gonna save this one to listen later. Um, because last time uh I asked people on the Insta to 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 recommend me some of the songs that they think are Hades Persephone vibe. They sent me so many good songs, so I'm gonna check them out. Like somebody sent me Hurricane Drunk by Florence and the Machine. Again, trying to pronounce the names. And it's like a really really Persephone song, like very much Persephone song. Also, a funny and a little bit cursed thought, but but I kind of think that Hades would vibe with the Beatles. Like I can imagine him like going on a train, and and he's like listening to the Beatles love song like 8 days a week, and being sad his wife left. How thick I am doing Hades. Actually, it was one of my main goals to draw him kind of thick and like make him pretty white, wide, wide. Um, because I thought like he gives that big man vibes like if you look at Patrick Page, I think he's not that thick, um, but he gives that impression for some reason. Uh, he gets that impression probably because his higher part, like this part, is so like wide that and his legs were just often laugh about his legs because they're so thin. Like he has super super thin legs, so he kind of looks thicker than he really is. And I thought that I really like Hades being kind of a little bit thick of a guy. And it was like a real challenge to draw him this way after I spent like years and years in Gallifrey fandom, where I mostly drew uh, Narvin. Uh, where I mostly drew Narvin, and I always imagined Narvin as kind of really skinny guy, like really really skinny and wait, I gotta say skinny and kind of kind of I don't know how to explain it, but let's say skinny, all right, for the fifth time. So it was really hard to draw someone different in general. like a different face. I remember the first like 10 tries of me drawing Hades. He kind of looked like Narvin, but like older and with like um with kind of longer face, and it just wasn't the thing I was going. So he didn't look the way I hoped he gonna look. So I kind of changed that, and I spent more time practicing drawing Patrick Page. Yeah, Navin is just a little tweet boy. He is. It's that's him. That tweet boy. Yeah, I actually really like the idea of Hades being like really big Earth god. I don't know, it's also kind of sweet. I don't know, what color should I make Persephone's dress? Like green? Green? I'm saying I have no idea what I'm doing. Like you know these like art videos where people are like, I'm sorry, I have so many like parasite words. When people are going, oh, you need to do that to achieve that, and then I do that to make it look more that. I'm not like this. I'm more like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I hope it will turn out fine eventually. If it's not, then well, then it's destiny. I'm like, if I were Orpheus from Hades Town, like spring would never come back. I'd be like, oh well, that's so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. Um, I also like the idea of curly boy Hades, because it makes me think that he probably gives really good hugs, which is strange to think when you think about Ken Hades down Hades. Like it's funny because we we like barely glance at the guy for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or like 5 minutes of Epic 3, and we are like, that's it, that's the boy. I usually have like why I'm saying like so much. I usually have kind of conflicted feelings about him. Like when I'm drawing, because I'm like, is it canon or is it not? Because we have so little canon information. Bear hugs, really. I'm kind of a little bit sad at the moment because there are very little Hades Town fics on our tree or our archive of our own. Like I'm usually reading like only Hades Persephone fics, so I'm like struggling. If post canon Hades is big and soft, then good for him. I'm just, I'm kind of struggling with the fact that I'm drawing soft stuff, and that's usually what people will tell about my art, which is, very, very flattering that my art is kind of soft, but it's also a problem when you kind of want to go with the canon and make characters a little bit more rough, and you can't because they look so soft in your style, and you just can't do anything about it. Yeah, Hades sounds like it's so weird because in that American theater community, it feels for me that a lot of people on Tumblr know about Hades Town that are not in fandom. Like they were my followers back when I started posted Hades Town and spamming like mercilessly without any mercy. Um, and people knew about it, and simultaneously, a lot of people who I didn't know from my followers, who I thought they were mostly into Doctor Who, and I was surprised to learn that they actually watched Hades Town and like Hades Town. Uh, and at the same time, the fandom is kind of mostly dead. Like mostly, there are a lot of great and talented people out there, and I'm really happy to talk with them. I'm really happy they still haven't left the fandom. Um, but in general, there are not so many people creating content right now. Like it feels like um about I say 5, 6 people. Like I would say less if we are considering people who create on regular saying like one or two works a month. So it's like not so many people, which is kind of sad. It's like I understand why, because Hades Town is kind of like a very finished product. Like it's hard to go exploring somewhere in the sides. Like you can go into mythology, you can go into Hades game and remain in that fandom because it provides more content than Hades Town. Hades Town has a really really vague concept that really works, but it's kind of I don't think there are a lot to work with. Uh, like there are a couple of really good things that I'm waiting to update, but apart from that, there are barely any exploration of the subject, at least at the moment. Um, the rating soft art styles just make the dark and heavy heat all the harder. Well, yeah, it's kind of. I'm usually joking that people are subscribing to my blog thinking that there's gonna be always soft art, and then I strike with a bunch of angsty sketches, which happens sometimes. Uh, I feel like the theater fandoms work very differently from other media type fandoms. Well, I kind of agree because you have less content to work with in general. Like you have a 2 hour show and that's it. You kind of can compare different casts and different productions, which is cool for Hades Town because you have at least like Edmonton audio recorded, at least New York Theatre Workshop recorded, and you have some Broadway previews and just regular Broadway, and you can compare a lot of this stuff. But it doesn't. But the content is like very limited. Like it's pretty limited, and I understand why people don't stay so long in Hades Town fandom. Like I'm surprised there are so many people who are like in the fandom for a number of years, and they continue, doing some really cool stuff like writing fanfics. Like we are blessed with having them, because right now I'm not quite ready to move on to another fandom. Like I haven't found another fandom I would like to move to. Uh, but it's kind of a little bit sad when you like really want to read some fanfics and you kind of read everything, and the only thing that's updating it's that one ALTA fic, like Avatar, that TV show that I haven't watched yet, but probably gonna watch someday, which is kind of sad. Uh, because like in a fandom, a small is, well, it's not a small fandom because a lot of people know about it, but not so many people stay in the fandom. But in a fandom such as Hades Town, this fix kind of gives you, they give you uh, a push to create more stuff. At least it's like that for me. Like I really love the fic called Night, and Winter Night and Summer Zor. I'm really bad at pronouncing stuff. And this fic really kind of gives me some ideas. This fics universe, which I'm interested in exploring and thinking about them. And it's probably one of the reasons why I'm staying so long, because there are some, concepts that's still fitting me. Uh, all right. Honestly, with how vague Hades Town is, you'd think there would be a lot of people who are into it. There are so many popular things that are pretty vague, and you can fill in the blanks yourself. Yeah, but it's weird that Hades sounds not like that. Like the same Dia Van Hansen has a really active fandom. I don't know how it is like right now, because I'm kind of not involved in this fandom. I kind of like the album, and that's all. But like it's still a 2 hour show, but they also have like book, I guess, if I remember correctly, and it's a more active fandom than Hades Town, although Hades Town has a lot of concept to explore. Like at least from Hades and Persephone perspective, you can ride basically everything from them. Going to the museums and laughing about the interpretations of the story, something like that, or different alternative universes and other stuff. But it's still not that active as a fandom, probably because of the pandemic. It probably also played its part, because people can't watch it. At least people who can afford Broadway and watch Broadway shows. Um, Avatar is a really good show. I know, I heard a lot of really good things about it, and I hope I gonna watch it one day. I kind of really wanna watch it, but as far as I know, it's a pretty long it's a pretty long show. So I'm having problems with watching a TV series and long shows, because I have to watch them like constantly to finish them. Other way, I will forget what happened in the latest episodes, and gonna be hard. Yeah, pandemic kind of kind of killed Hades Town in some way. I really hope that when once it's more or less over and the Broadway opens, Hades Town will get a boost it deserves. Even though I'm not a huge fan of big fandoms, I'm I'm that kind of person. I just wanna sit in my mall hole and enjoy my things. I don't know why. Do you have this thing, guys, when you just can't can't get into a very popular fandom even though you would want to? Like, I would love to be into something like Good Omens that has a big fan base and people loving stuff and people creating a lot of stuff like fanzines and I also I kind of I was involved in some fanzines on Good Omens, but I can't say that I'm head over heels over the show. But like I just uh can't be there for too long. It's really weird. Like maybe it's because it's a little bit too nosy. Avatar has about 6 episodes over 3 seasons. Not that long. Okay, I will consider that. I will consider. I wanna like watch Steven Universe and Homestuck. Like my sister is a huge Steven Universe fan, but I kind of never get over to watch it. Probably because I haven't got to the main storyline. I'm glad I'm not alone because I'm having a horrible time getting into popular fandoms. It's weird because if I could go get into popular fandoms, maybe I would have a bigger following. Like I don't know how important is that, but probably it it would be good. But what's really funny about these big fandoms and following? Maybe it's just my experience, but the more the fandom is, the less actual feedbacks you get, at least on Tumblr. But maybe it's just my experience. Uh, like, like when people follow you for some small fandom, they usually just leave you more feedback. Like in terms of tags, comments, and general support. Maybe because the fandom isn't so big and every creator is like more valued than in the big fandom when there are so many creators you can't remember all of them, so you're like not really interested. I like little niche series and fandoms because there is so much love. Yeah, and I think there is something really cool about about the fact when you kind of know everyone in the fandom, uh, like uh, when Patrick Page features some artist in his Friday fan art, and you're like, oh, that's my friend, and you run into their DMs, and you're like screaming, look, your work is featured. I'm so happy for you. There's something really cool about that. Um, and it's kind of builds more connection between people, and you are less awkward with trying to talk with people. And I'm a very awkward person. Though I guess pandemic kind of killed me in that way. I became more brave while talking to people. Um, I think it's because of an oversaturation of content for big fandoms. Yes, it's like you have so many good artists and good artworks that you just don't have time to just leave a feedback for the stuff you just like, uh but not head over heels about. Like like in Hades Town, there are stuff that I like, but not know so to give at least instant feedback because when I reblog uh wait reblog, yes, it's gonna be reblog on Tumblr. When I reblog some, oh no, oh wait, repost. I like reblog. I guess it's reblog. Somebody's artwork. I try to leave a comment. I always try to leave a comment because I know how cool is that to receive a comment. But when there are a lot of these works, you're kind of getting tired of typing, tags each time when you see something great. And that's kind of like that. I think people connect a lot deeper in smaller fandoms because everyone gets to know each other. Big fandoms have so many people I can never keep up. I have simultaneously became more outgoing when since the pandemic started. I don't know how it works. It really works. I also became more outgoing. I also kind of overgrew my fear of sending direct messages and emails in some way because I understood that nobody gonna save my ass with that. And also, if you wanna know more people, and if you wanna talk about your uh, current, obsession, you have to learn these people who also are interested in this thing, and so it kind of gets you more outgoing, um, which is, it's pretty good. It's pretty good as a quality, and I'm really happy uh, for knowing uh, the people I know from Hades Town fandom because they're really awesome and they really give me a lot of cool ideas and just they really are the reason why I'm still in fandom in many ways. Uh yeah, I also think that it's cool that people know each other. Like when the fandom is small, you just have to know each other. Like I know like most of the Russian Gallifrey fandom. Like with some of them, I live with some of them in one city, and we had like meetings, and we talked about Gallifrey and stuff, which was really cool. So you like a lot of people, and a lot of people know you, and and it gives you a lot of appreciation from both sides, which is very cozy if you're into this stuff. I can think of a game series I'm into that's super niche, and there is two artists that consistently draw content for it, and that's everyone in the it that everyone in the fandom knows. I wish I'd commented more people out when favorite will work it and try my best, but sometimes my brain goes blank. I can understand that because sometimes uh, I just like somebody's art, and and then I get tired of taking it just regularly. I usually when I reblog Hades Town fan art, I put a tag so I could find it if I need it, and sometimes I'm not in the mood, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna reblog it later and forget, which is not good. I'm the artist myself. I'm an artist myself. I know it's kind of annoying, but the only people I know in real life in the Gallifrey fandom are my best friends who drag me into it myself. Well, at least you have best friends who are into it. I was like, I've been awful when I was into Gallifrey. I think I started listening to it in 2014 or something like that. I was still in school, and the only person uh, who could listen to me speaking was my best friend. And so we were sitting on the same, by the same desk at school. And I would come and be like, "Oh, you wouldn't believe what happened in Gallifrey." And she is like, "Okay, go on, tell me." And I would just like tell her what happened in Gallifrey that day, which was, really funny. But my poor friend couldn't listen to it because she's not that good at English. Oh my god, I'm like spending about 20 minutes just trying to get the grass and nothing happens. But having at least a friend who gonna listen to you, maybe even listen carefully, because my friend is like very good. She listens. She usually listens carefully. Uh, Even though I'm not like the best person uh to talk about stuff. Right. Let's And also about artists and small fandoms. Yeah, you like. Uh, that's kind of really good to be an artist in small fandoms. I kind of felt it when I got into Gallifrey, because suddenly everyone knows you, and there is that part when there is no concurrence between people, like because there are just like these two people who create content. You are appreciated by the fandom because like you creating stuff, and without creating stuff, it's kind of too hard. It's kind of hard to live in a fandom. um but at the same time, there is not so much feedback, from Gallifrey perspective, and from Hades Town perspective. Even though with Hades Town it's kind of, I get more feedback than from Gallifrey, obviously. Like in Hades Town, I think my work is like super successful if I get about 200 likes, no, or 200 notes on Tumblr. Um, it's better on Instagram, but like which 200 notes, it's not so much on Tumblr, I guess, in comparison to the big fandoms. Obviously not, but like it's still feedback, and I'm still happy when people like what I'm doing. My best friend got me into Hades Town, so as punishment, she has to listen to me screaming about it nonstop. Yeah, she did it. She did it. It's her own fault. Like what's depressing when you're into Hades Town and you try to make everyone watch Hades Town is when people don't like it that much as you like it. I mean, honestly, it's like the saddest thing that could happen to you. Like, absolutely the saddest thing. Like, when I just regularly like something, I'm not that invested in people liking it. But when it's something that I love so as deeply as I like Hades Town, I really get upset. I usually I don't try to recommend something I really really like to the people who I think won't like it that much, so I won't get upset. But it still happens. But like, it's like not like they hate it, but they're like, oh well, I regularly like this show. This show name is kind of better for me, and I'm like, uh, okay, that's your right. That's your right, bro. I've gotten two people into Hades Star, but neither of them love it like I do. I mean, it's really sad because I'm so into Hades Town. I did I did very weird things. Like I wrote a lot of analysis. Well, a lot of. I don't have time to write more. Like I have a lot of ideas, but when people are just regularly enjoying it and you are like super into it, it also kind of creates a problem. But at least they can listen to you bragging about Hades Town. I also got some of my friends to watch it, um, and they kind of liked it. I mean, not obsessed as I am because I'm kind of have things. I'm having difficulties with liking things a regular amount. I'm just like I usually get really into some things. Like if I like something I'm staying for a long time, which is both a problem and the absence of the problem. Uh, but it's hard to understand that other people they're like, oh, I like this stuff, and then they just move on and not spending hours and hours creating drawings. Like I measure my level of obsession with something with the number of drawings that I'm creating. Because if I like something a regular amount, I probably won't be drawing more than like one pic, or I won't draw like a lot of pics. I would create like mm, 5 pics at maximum or something like that. But if I just like something very patiently, I would spend a lot of time drawing, and I gonna read fanfics and stuff. So it was like that with Gallifrey, and I kind of can't read Gallifrey fics no more, which is kind of sad. Like not like I can't, but I don't have um a wish to do so anymore. Plus, I became really picky when it comes to fics. Those are really, really a lot of good ones. So, also, how did you find Gallifrey Time War 4? My favorite topic of conversation. I'm still not over uh how annoying it was. Like, wait a sec. I gotta turn off for 1 minute. I need to film myself a cup of water. Wait a sec. I'm back. Um, I'm back. I'm back. I'm really slow when I'm talking. I admit we are sitting here for an hour and 50 minutes. Okay. I'm kind of a bit disappointed with Gallifrey series lately, which is really sad. I adore the show. I'm really happy I started listening to it before this Time War stuff. So I kind of have this more optimistic feelings about it. Time War 4 was not my favorite piece of Gallifrey writing. I think Time War 4 was one of the worst Gallifrey writings I seen in the show. Like probably somewhere, intervention Earth level of not really good writing. But intervention Earth is at least forgivable because it got deleted. But Time War 4, it's such a disappointment because there was so many things you could do with the concept of Time War. So many interesting stories and interesting characters to involve. I was actually really excited when the Time War series was announced after Enemy Lines, because I remember that when I was actively listening, Enemy Lines came out, and I was listening in the ongoing like. So I was really excited about the Time War and the possibilities of character development and how one could and how the character could. And about the drama, I thought that at least they're gonna be a good drama, if anything. I agree. I actually also liked Intervention Earth more than Time War 4. Like at least Intervention Earth is forgivable, and it has at least they tried to do something new, which is um, kind of softens that it was a pretty questionable arc. But like at least they got Trey, and it was interesting to see a different Romana. At least they have had Ace, and they had a little bit of drama going on. I also think that the writers just got tired and just gave up. But I just don't understand why the hell would they continue writing? Why the hell would they think, oh, we're gonna do it a 4 box set series and not just like 2 box sets or just 1 box set? Like I'd wish they would just didn't touch the show at all. Even though there were some good moments in Time War, I really hoped that they will make something decent of it. Like you needn't even you needn't try to make something to create something interesting. Like there are so many concepts. I have so many ideas about that could have been better than the current Time War thing. And they just, I don't think they really wanted this series, which which is again kind of stupid, because I think it would have been better if they just didn't touch it at all. I liked some of the things that they did with Romana and Alvin interaction. They were really, interesting in some ways and developed the characters. But all the things with characters being separated from each other, and the whole plot lines didn't not making any sense. It's just so stupid. Like I don't think I have the impression that they didn't plan anything, uh, which is kind of confusing. Like, you're gonna have four box sets, and you're like, oh, we don't know what we're gonna do with these characters in the next three box sets. Just like, I don't know, we can separate them once more and then develop secondary characters. Oh, I don't know. Or maybe we will forget that Nov and Levi are actually friends. Like, who cares? Everybody's here for different things. Which is again, it's sad because earlier I was like advising people to listen to Gallifrey because it's such a great show, but now I'm like, well, listen to Gallifrey, but I wouldn't advise you to listen to this Time War audience. Also, I kind of think that they failed miserably to finish the series the way they intended to do it. Like, I understand they wanted to have this open ending so they could pick up the characters anyway and to use them, or maybe, have a different team that will be interested in using these characters. But the way it ended is so anticlimactic. Like, how could you use the concept of temporal war and suffering, and the characters who know each other for like uh how many series does Gallifrey have? mm, at least 11. For 11 series, and have it so you know uh anticlimactic, where the characters who are friends don't feel like they're friends. Like, it really confuses me. And I'm also really upset with Leo and Narvin dynamic in this box sets because it just disappeared. Like, not talking how like a person who likes Leo and Narvin as a ship, because I can absolutely neutrally observe like the series from not shipper perspective. Like, my only wish was that they behave like friends they are. And the series didn't even give me that little, like, some conversations, some development of these characters who were really good friends, but just forgot about it for some reasons, because the writing team just didn't want to put efforts in developing their relationship. Okay, my rumbling about Gallifrey cost me some people. I'm joking. Romana and Narvin's relationship was really good for the most of the Time War arc, but then it got thrown out the window in Time War 4. Also, yeah, Narvin and Legal are arguably a couple. If you count Eurasian, Narvin at least has feeling for her, and then they just never talk to each other. Well, I don't consider them as a couple, at least not in canon. Like, well, I can see them. I'm a shipper. I'm a shipper. I have no rights to say that I didn't consider this possibility. But I can, think about canon as canon, where they are not dating or anything. But it's kind of sad that the creators forgot that they are actually good friends, because I really liked their friendship dynamic. They have, this really, really warm relationship in Series 6. Uh, and seeing that they don't have this relationship anymore, and that they literally have like about they have very few dialogues tete a tete, so to say. Like they barely talk to each other, and it's really like that. Uh, I just counted, and I was like really sad. They had like five dialogues for the past six or four or five series. I think that maybe creators just don't like Legal and Arwen as a ship, and they try to avoid writing this characters together as much as possible. Which is, it's like conspiracy theory, but sometimes I think that it's true. Oh, thank you. Good night. Good day. Good day. Thanks for coming. I'm sorry. I'm just, let me start rumbling about Time War 4 because I'm very salty. I'm very salty about this series. I also think that not only Leo and Alvin's relationship were uh, in Time War 4, but they kind of it doesn't feel like the characters care for each other, which is I think is a huge problem when you are saying, "Oh, these three are such a good friends," and then one of them is presumably dead, and they're like, "Oh well, he's dead," and the other one's like, "Oh well, who cares? Let's go. We have like 10 minutes of screen time." And so we can't count it on, mourning our friend or something like that. We have real shit to do here. I don't think you're wrong. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist either, but it really felt like they didn't want people to ship it, so they just avoided having them talk ever. I really have this theory, but because they mention this pairing a lot in behind the scenes, and I can understand them not wanting to get into that pairing, or maybe they wanted to make Lila Romana more of a pairing because it feels like Louise doesn't like Lila Narvin much. Maybe just my impression, but I just remember uh, that one moment in behind the scenes where they've been asked, "How do you think?" What do your character gonna do after the end of series? And she was like, Leela gonna follow Romana wherever she goes. I don't see them separated for long. And Sean said something like that Navin would die for Leela and Romana. And she was like, Navin would die for Leela. And Sean was like, yeah, sure. So I think that Louise just don't like the ship also, which is her right, of course. But it's just weird that they wouldn't just they wouldn't mention these characters at all and just say that they are friends, but we don't get their interactions. Meanwhile, there is Erasure, which is the shippiest thing ever. Yeah, but also Erasure isn't a part of Gallifrey series. Like it's it's a short trip. So so why can one can think that it's not canon? I think, though I really like Erasure. I think it's one of the best written Gallifrey things in the past few years because it was written by Gary Russell, who was the director, I think, and one of the scriptwriters in the early Gallifrey. Uh, I think he just understands these characters better. Uh, because he was kind of the one who ran the show first. I don't think that. Uh, the current Gallifrey showrunner that who isn't a showrunner right now, I guess, understands what is like what people like about Gallifrey series. That it's not about I don't know what they're thinking Gallifrey is about. Oh, oh, I got a call. Oh, wait a sec. Sorry, got a call. Uh, but it's just like weird that they. I just don't think they understand what people like about the series because it's. I think what people enjoy about the series is the character development and how these characters interact with each other. Uh, like there were so many cool characters like Romana and Leela who are from the classic Doctor Who series, and there is Narvin who is a really good original character of Gallifrey series. And though I understand not liking the ship, like I can say that I kind of got a little bit cold about Leela and Narvin lately. I don't know why. Maybe because of that, that kind of not behavior, but about how their relationship started to people start treating their relationship in the series. Um, but also I really didn't like these few moments, like this last moments between Navin and Leo, because I think they were completely out of character. Like, why the hell would Navin call Leela a savage after all these years? It was never considered to be like a nickname for her. Like it was considered to be a kind of like a nasty call out name. I don't know. I don't know. Should you call it a slur or something like that? But it's like it's not a form of endearment. Why would they put it in like their last scene? I understand that they were trying to make it less like a form of endearment, uh, but the thing is, it was never used this way. Like at least from Navin's side, like like if you kind of listen to it carefully, he stops calling her savage at all in last time it's like in series 5, and then he never does it because he kind of gets he kind of leaves with the idea that she is his friend, and therefore if she is his friend it's really bad to kind of be that way and to call her the name she doesn't like, which is like a good point. And then in this last series, it somehow became like an endearing word when it isn't one. Which again proves my point that they don't understand the series they are writing. I always heard people say that Sean and Louise shipped Nav and Leo, but I haven't been in the fandom long enough to see it myself, and I did feel like there was more focus on Roman and Leo in Time War. Yeah, the last scene was bad. Um, I don't remember. I I remember that Sean was into Leo and Nav, like he sometimes jokes about it, and I think he's mostly positive about this stuff. Sean is like the cutest guy in the fandom. I admit I like him a lot, and he's probably the only big Finnish actor I'm subscribed on Twitter because he tweets some little funny things. Like I remember a long time ago, he posted like pictures of like uh potatoes that were cut in heart shape, and I was like, "Oh my god, my dude! Thanks for your existence. Like, it's the best content I've seen saw in years. Like, I don't know. He feels like a sweet guy, and I hope he is. I think that Leo Verman scenes in Time War 4 were pretty great, though they even have had one emotional scene, the only emotional scene in the series in this box set, I would say. Like when Romana sees Leela dying in that alternative timeline, it was kind of heartbreaking and got me. But other than that, the series really lacks that emotional connection with the audience. And it's not only me who says that. I talk with a lot of people, and they both had they both a lot of people, like two of them, and all of them had the same sentiment. And as far as I understood, most people are not happy with the Time War 4. Even though then like Big Finish in some of the past podcast or something like that I've listened to, um they've been like reading somebody messages a message that said, "Oh, the Time of War was such a great box set, like wonderful ending for the series." I was like, bro, did you did you wrote it yourself? I actually I haven't seen a single person liking it. Like Gracie was saying that it was like a great box set. I think everybody agrees that it was rather weak. I'm sorry for the Hades Town fans that are probably a majority on this stream. I'm just speaking my mind about my favorite super small show with super small fandom. But if you want to talk about something Hades Town related, I don't know, drop something in the chat. I'm happy to talk. Like as you can see, I'm really a talkative person. I can talk about how about my hot takes on Hades Town that are probably gonna be eaten alive. Like, for example, the fact that I think uh, that Hades and Persephone relationship dynamic and like overall characters are more interesting on Broadway than on in New York Theatre Workshop production. Yeah, sounds like they flipped through the criticism and found one positive message. Yeah, it feels like that. Maybe people who aren't in fandom are just more positive about it. I don't know, because every person who I know patiently was into the series was pissed. And it's not like people been pissed because the creators didn't do a lot of fan service. No, it was people got upset because the creators didn't do a normal storyline. Like, which is again really really sad for the series that I love with all my heart. I hope if they ever gonna do another Gallifrey series, they would find somebody who's passionate about writing for it, because I don't didn't felt didn't felt like people were interested. Mm, yeah, they have a lot more in Broadway. Like, I love the start of New City Workshop when they're talking about being together since the war began, and Persephone saying, "I don't mind if you look at other girls." And then, yeah, I think uh, I really like that little things that show how old their relationships are, uh, and all these little moments connected to the garden. But I feel like uh, when you think about it, it's kind of hard to get uh, to have empathy for Hades in New York City Workshop, because it seems like it's funny because in the workshop and in Broadway production there are not so many lyrics that had been changed. Well, from Hades and Persephone side, like their lyrics, but the framing changed completely, and it really works in favor of this character and their relationship and how they're more believable and more, I don't know, honest. That's the word, or I don't know. I don't know what other word I could use, because because I think a lot alcoholism in the Broadway production adds a lot to Persephone character and their relationship problem with Hades. Uh, because in New York Theater Workshop, I got the feeling that Hades is just uh being annoying because he is just that kind of jerk. Like, he has a wife who's like completely normal, who's just doing her job, and she's like, uh, she doesn't have a lot of her problems. Her only problem is that he is a dumb asshole. While on Broadway, it's like they both have problems, and they have terrible problems with communication. And one of the reasons why they have these communication problems is because Persephone has this alcoholic addiction, uh, and also because it also on Broadway it feels like Hades is doing this pretty sketchy and bad stuff because he's misguided. Like, it's not it feels like in because of that last chant verse of Persephone, when she's like, "Love, what have you become? I don't know you anymore." Like, he wasn't really such a bad person before. It's just something happened to him, and he started, and because of his doubts, he started to create some messed up shit, and treated her more of a jerk way by coming in too early, or letting her go too late and all that stuff. As much as I don't like some of the changes from New York Theatre Workshop to Broadway, there are most definitely a lot of improvements with the overall characterization. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's kind of I also like New York Theatre Workshop, Orpheus and Eurydice. I really I actually want to draw them more. I think I even thinking about making maybe wedding song animatic if I'm not if I will ever do that. I kind of started storyboarding it, but it may not go too well in the end. Um, but I think that's the fact that Orpheus is a naive boy who isn't into fighting before Eurydice is lost to him kinda adds to his character and also make him seem less of a jerk for not answering Eurydice her demands of food and shelter and being a normal person who who feeds his wife all this stuff. Like he just seems more naive, and for me it kind of makes his character more likable. Like I know that some people like the rebel Orpheus, the rebel communist Orpheus more, but I kind of can empathize more with this Orpheus who decided that he needs to change something when something important to him was taken away, which I think like um a valid point. But I still like New York City Workshop Orpheus. The only Orpheus I really don't like is the London one, and maybe Edmonton because it's kind of. But the London one is kind of the nastiest Orpheus from my perspective. But you may disagree with me, of course. But I think also the Broadway gets makes Eurydice a lot more independent, which I think works really well with her character. Because in the workshop, it also feels like she's going to Hades Town because she's kind of interested in this idea of easier life and people drinking ambrosia and cheering and all this stuff, while on Broadway it's kind of not like that, which is kind of makes her decision not like egoistic. I don't want to use this word in terms of speaking of Eurydice's character, but I don't know. um I do agree that their relationship feels a lot more balanced in the Broadway version because they're both bad people versus Hades just being drugged by himself. I think the fact that they are both really not such great people, that they are both have their problem really adds to this ending that they have, because when Hades is the only jerk, like if we consider again, Broadway makes some points really vague, like whether or not Hades cheated with Eurydice, so we can choose how bad he is. Like uh, while I think in workshop, from what people had told me, who at least people who saw the show, it's more like explicit in terms of that what happened really happened, which kind of kills all my empathy for Hades. Like at least most of my empathy, like because I empathize with Eurydice more, and well, like many of my friends with whom I talked, they kind of have the same sentiments. That's uh, it kind of doesn't make you happy for the ending. Because like if Hades is such a jerk and he's like more I think in Broadway he's kind of more honest, which is a weird thing to say about Hades, but he's just like a more honest guy on Broadway. Like he doesn't in his Kiss the Riot he doesn't say that he wants Orpheus to fail. He's kind of interested. I think interested in Orpheus not failing actually, from emotional point of view. But in the workshop, he's painted as a liar, like in Chant 2 and in overall and in his Kiss the Riot, which kind of makes you feel that everything that Orpheus achieved in the end of the show won't have a long effect like on these people, because Hades will be Hades and he's gonna be a huge jerk like anyway, because he's been a huge jerk while he had like a pretty normal wife. Maybe she's like a little bit I don't know, repulsed by him because he does shitty stuff, but overall she's okay. And it's like it makes the ending less believable, I think, and it makes it harder to be happy for them, because on Broadway, at least I am happy when they get their shit together. Like I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. That's that's a good thing. You really believe uh, that there will be spring and that they will try again, like for real, both of them. While in New York Theatre Workshop, it's only Hades who has to try. No, it's just I'm having this stream just to talk out loud about my Hades Town ideas. I hope you're enjoying. Okay, there are a lot of things that you have written. Uh, I say bad very loosely. I love them both, obviously. Yeah, I understood. I always felt the Broadway Eurydice was just a little too willing to be convinced by Orpheus, and I missed the band they had in New York City Workshop where he calls her a survivor. For some reason, it makes me really uncomfortable when it's more explicit that Hades has an affair with Eurydice. I prefer it being more vague so I can interpret it in my own ways. I think it's general for many people. Like, I also don't like this idea. Like, I for myself think that there wasn't a cheating scene because it's like really gross, and I think that that the musical works better if we can see that there wasn't this cheating and or harassment. I think you can call it harassment. uh, yeah, I think it's better when you can interpret it, and it's really really uncomfortable. And about Eurydice, I really like their. I think that their "Come Home with Me" from New York City Workshop are just heartbreaking. I think they're just amazing. I really like them. Again, it's one of the things that I wanna make an animatic for one day, because I really enjoy "Come Home with Me" too, for example, which is like it's so heartbreaking. It's such a heartbreaking scene, and the way it played, I just love it a lot. Mm. I also think that on Broadway, it feels like Hades just wants to get his wife's attention, while in the new city workshop, it's kind of feels like Katie's maybe thinking about replacing Persephone, at least for some time, which is I also don't like. Just write to the stream and yeah, also agree on that. And rather interpret the way he's not harassing your VDC. Yeah, I mean it's really uncomfortable for most people, and for me also. Also, welcome. And I think it's kind of makes you question the ending because that way, kind of our bad shithead Hades got a good ending. While Eurydice got harassed and take it back to the underworld, and you're like, well, it makes him both a cheater and an asshole. I think he's enough of an asshole in canon in general. But again, it's for you to decide which way you like it, and I really enjoy it in Broadway because the thought makes me really uncomfortable. Also, I think on Broadway in London, he kind of touches Persephone's hand when he is going to his office. Like he wants her to pay attention, like to get her attention. I think he wants her to stop him. At least that's my reading of the scene. So it really feels like he just wants to get her attention, and maybe he's not really into continuing whatever he thinks could happen in this office. Like he just needs to scare his wife so she would come to him, which is a bad thing, obviously. I mean, I think we all understand that it's a pretty fucked up thing to do. Um, but okay. What are your guys' favorite song from Hades Town? I mean, it's like an impossible question, but okay, we are pretty close to finishing this thing that took me far more time than I thought it would. But again, it's because I talk a lot. Yeah, I'm creating a stream, so I would spend more time on drawing stuff I could do in less time. But it just I having a lot of fun just talking about Hades stuff. Um okay, now we are going to paint the clouds, I guess. Wait for me, and also flowers. Flowers is such a great song. Yeah, true. It's true. I also like change my favorite songs every week. I get such a good vibes from listening to Road to Hell in the morning. Like today, I was going to the uni because I'm studying like not in online. So I have to go to the university, and I was listening to Road to Hell, and it like Oh, first act of Hades Town has really good vibe as I go to the metro station. Um, Love is Desire, Chant 2, Chant 1, in that order. I don't know, the whole musical is just one great song, in my opinion. Way Down, Hades Town, Reprise, and Chant are the ones that I listen to a lot. Yeah, I remember, I guess Patrick Page said something about Hades Town being like that song, like one big song, so he can choose. It's also kind of changes for me. I really love Chant. Chant 1 and 2 also. Um, Love is Desire is such a cute song. I mean, not a song, a music tune. I mean, I think that Epic 3 instrumental makes more musical sense, like than having a completely new melody. But I really like how cheery and happy Lover's Desire is. Like it really has these good vibes, and it creates that really happy atmosphere, and it also sounds really old school, like something from their youth, like makes you imagine them in their like early days, just uh, dancing somewhere, which is really sweet. I really like We Don't Hades Town to reprise to, but I'm kind of sad that on Broadway they changed the ending when they remember when there is this sound like boom boom boom, like you know, the machine shutting down abruptly, and they changed it to this very slow, like sound going down, like a machine turning off like slowly, so slowly. I'm sad about it. It's like a little detail, but I think that this abrupt shutting down was really cool. Mm. Um, Love is Desire is like one of the softest songs I've ever heard. Honestly, I want to learn the accordion to play this song specifically. Love is Desire is such, it's so sweet. Like I can't even explain why it's so sweet, but it's just like so cute. And I really hoped that it would be included in more albums. I want Hey You Sound to be like, you know, Les Miserables, where they have so many albums with different casts, because I actually love listening to the same songs performed by different actors and, you know, different uh, orchestrations. You know what? Like lately, when I was watching, sadly not watching, and but listening to the Edmonton production, I really enjoyed how Love is Desire um, um, feels like there, because it has more of a acoustic guitar vibes, like you know, this strings and stuff. It was really cool. Um, and I got sad that there are no like proper recording to enjoy this thing in high quality. Lover's Desire is just so awesome. I'm always humming in when I got nothing else to do. Understandable. I'm like, sometimes I'm walking down the street and I am listening to Lover's Desire just, and like it makes you want to smile, which is, very cute. But from the other side, like Epic 3 instrumental just seems soft. But I enjoy both. I remember I kind of made a poll in Insta because I was interested what song people like more, what version they prefer, and I think that most people choose Epic 3 instrumental, but it's like was 60 versus 50%. But I think like Epic Epic 3 instrumental makes more sense in terms of being in a musical where, the musical themes probably should be alike, like they're from the same content, but at the same time, Lover's Desire, my beloved. Did somebody make Lover's Desire my beloved thing yet? Oh, my biggest enemy. Trees and leaves. I must admit that this drawing looks better than I expected. Mm. Because I really didn't know where I would go. I don't like these leaves yet. Oh, I'm also sorry for zooming up, zooming in and zooming out, because for me it's it's just a regular thing. I understand it can't be nauseous. I guess it's pronounced as nauseous. Oh, such an educational stream teaching me how to pronounce words. Uh, uh, they really be cute. It's kind of Fic inspired in a way, because I remember in Winter's Night and Summer's Or there was that moment in the chapter, I guess, called the Democles interlude. I hope I pronounced it correctly. When they were sitting under a tree. I honestly like this thing so much. I'm hoping for an update. Like it's literally everything I can think about it. I don't know. It's like a second stream on YouTube, and it's a second stream where I just paint trees. It becomes a tradition, I think. I guess we're gonna finish in about 15, 20 minutes. I guess we're almost done. Oh wait, I forgot to call her little flowers. No, I had I had such a difficult semi uh semi real life semi online study day because I had like one lesson uh in the university and then two whole online lectures just before the stream. And although I have huge respect for our teacher who is, you know, reading this lecture, but she's a very old lady, but it's really really hard to listen because she often repeats stuff like the same stuff again and again, and it's kind of difficult to listen to when you hear the same thing repeated 4 or 5 times, and we had like 3 hours in a row, which was hard. Damn, I I forgot to create a time lapse. I thought about like, oh, I should make a time lapse out of this thing, and I forgot. Well, alright. I don't think many people watch time lapses anyway. Oh, not a big deal there. Teachers who repeat stuff is so difficult to learn from. Well, I kind of understand that it's not this lady's fault. She's like very very old. Like I don't know how old she is, but I think she's about 80, maybe less, maybe more. I mean, she's a very nice lady, and I think that she knows her subject well. But like she's an old person, and it's visible that she just forgets she had told these things already. It's kind of sad. Um, but well, it's really hard when there are like 3 hours of this, and I can't concentrate so much. what she's saying. I understand. I'm like, I'm not a really good student. I don't think I'm really good at what I'm studying, and it's my final year. So next, it's only the great unknown. Hopefully, it's gonna be better than the uni, because uni has been really annoying. Like, when they are throwing some tasks, and it's like a final year, and in most like normal universities, during your final year you're just like writing your work, like I don't know how it's called in English and like in European studying systems, but it's like you're writing your diploma, like your final work on the subject of studying. And it's like a huge work, and as a person who procrastinates, I, of course, decided that I should do it in the last moment. So I'm kind of, uh, I don't have a lot of to add to it at the moment. Like I have to finish it, and it's not a lot of work to do, but there are a lot of checks and stuff. But in most like universities, it's like either a state exam, a final state exam, where you kind of prove that you learn something during your studying period. Either it is a diploma work um, that you write on your subject. But in our university, it's both. It's both. Like you need to pass this state exam and also write your diploma, and you don't have like a special time to write your diploma, so you kind of need to keep up with the studying and also write your diploma and also get prepared to the state exams. And also they decided that they need to give us a test based on our like on what we learned, like. And also they kind of made another course that wasn't supposed to be there. And actually I had to listen to all these online lectures based on that course and make a lot of tasks till the 12th of April. So that's probably what I'm gonna do tomorrow. uh, so like it's a lot of work, and I'm kind of sad that I can't draw that often. Like when I had a break, I was really happy, and actually that one actually two animatics that I drew uh based on Hades Town. I drew them when I didn't have any studying. It was so wonderful. I just spent all day drawing fun art. Isn't it a dream? So yeah. Yeah. Maybe gonna try some now. Some light. Um, I think I gotta add little something to the grass. Maybe that's gonna be all. I guess you're probably already a little bit tired of listening to me. Maybe I should add some little spots, like I don't know, the light coming from the leaves, through the leaves. No, doesn't look like a like light coming from the leaves. Mhm. It's gonna be funny if I'm like, oh, we gotta draw, we gonna spend 15 minutes and then I'm finished, and then we like sit another 1 hour with me just adding a little bit of grass there and there. But it's really how it happens. Like you just sit and add grass because you feel like it. But also think like because it's like foreground, you'd want to have a little bit more details just to make it foreground. uh, I'm glad you didn't. Again, I thought it would take less time to paint because I usually when I color my scans usually don't take that long. But I actually like how this one turns out. It's like pretty. I don't know. I don't know if it's better with or without these lights. It's just hard to stop adding stuff. Uh, I think the grass looks really cute so far. I'll go back. Oh, oh my god! I just I almost said it. Heart attack. I'm. Is somebody annoyed else is annoyed with Tumblr DMs like sound because it's like I got so scared right now. Somebody just sent me a message. My heart almost stopped. It's funny when you forget that the Tumblr is opened. I mean, it's like both a happy sound and both oh my god, my heart just stopped sound. Painting grass. Very, very interesting. Maybe some more little flowers there and there. uh, it's the worst. Like, it's even better. It's when you are like answering on an online lecture and you get scared and startled. Oh. I don't know why I'm hiding so many tiny details. Ah, but details pretty. like gonna add some little flowers there and there. I don't know. I just like having flowers because it's cute. It's very cute. Also, I don't know how to draw flowers because that's why they all look the same. Like that's the only flowers I can draw. I'm I'm very professional artist. Not at all lazy. Why not? Why not adding some flowers? Really, why not? Um, I just think flowers are neat. Um, I also like for some reason I really like yellow flowers. I don't know why yellow, but just maybe because they're more kind of. Ah, wait, go away. More neutral than. I think it looks sweet. Um, kind of Persephone would also agree. The flowers are the best. Oh my god! Also, imagine Hades being allergic, like spring allergic. Like many people when spring comes, they're just like suffering horribly. And Hades is suffering in both way because he's allergic to flowers blooming and stuff, and also because his wives go away. Yellow is the color that's associated with happiness and love. I didn't know that. I just think that warm yellow is pretty. Yeah, and red is associated with passion. But I just think that when I draw Hades and Persephone up on top, it's usually red is kind of uh I don't know, it's just getting nowhere. Like when I draw Hades in his waist, uh yellow usually goes with that waist and with that waist color, which is really pretty. But when they are up on top, it's kind of, I don't know, just doesn't go well. At least not so well. At least with me, who's not like probably the best person to advise, in terms of color theory and drawing in general, because I don't know thing. I think, but I don't know. I think it looks really pretty in Persephone's. Oh yeah, I really think that these little leaves look sweet because I didn't like the initial like um leaves because they kind of looked too blurred. Like here there is a really difficult line between making these leaves both a little bit more detailed, but not too distracting from the main characters. Color is a weird thing. Depending on shades, and can change what emotion comes from them. Yeah, it's true. Yes. Yeah, psychology behind the colors is really neat. I really want to get better with coloring stuff. In maybe when once I'm in the right mindset, I might um work on it more. Um, like the last work I streamed, I really tried to create a pretty depressive impression with color. I think I more or less succeeded in that. I feel that like I really like orange as the color, and yellow for the light because it's really adds to that softness. But I think I'm overplaying this card, and I think I must. I think I should. Do more new stuff. Uh, it's so hard to just finish, honestly. Okay, a little like shadows on that skull. Little skull pin because Hades is a god. Um, oh, it's actually looks really pretty. I like how it looks. I don't think I expected it to be that good. I don't know. Let me see what else. Um, I'm not a perfectionist. Actually, I'm not. I'm like I actually really like rough sketches and stuff. I just do a lot of really rough sketches, and I'm really going into something that looks more like a polished finished piece, uh, which I think I should do more. Like because people usually look at your finished pieces uh, when they kind of want you in their design, like if you're in the fandom that produce designs. Um, but like from the other side, when I put a lot of effort in one of my drawings, like a full art piece, I kind of get more critical over it. Like I noticed some things that I could have done differently, and it probably turned out a little bit better, which is again, you know, a trouble. Well, the sketches, they're not finished, but they look really cute, and you're like, oh, this has so much potential. I would never touch them again. Uh, I just okay. Final touches with with the hair. I just kind of wanna add some accents. I really like drawing Hades with this a little bit curly, messy hair. I think it looks really cute. My Hades has like two moods: baby and that bastard, the cannon bastard. Uh, okay. Oh, okay. I think that's more or less all. I don't think there is that much I can add anymore. I think you guys are pretty tired, and I'm also, you know, pretty tight. Um, so wait, I'm like, I'm finishing it. Then add some more stuff. All right, I guess we're gonna leave it there. Uh, Thanks a lot for coming. Thanks a lot for sitting for 2 hours and 44 minutes, which is, a horrible lot of time. Uh, Thanks a lot, and bye. Hope you also had a great time. So till the next time.